Hello and welcome to another fun-filled episode of the Hospitality Chronicles. I'm Sarah, the 30-something, slightly traumatised front desk agent, here to tell you about the insanity that happens here at this 5-star establishment that Dave and I have to deal with on a nightly basis. Tonight, we will be discussing the fascinating intersection of late-night fast food, missing pickled cucumbers, and the attempted weaponization of the American legal system against a terrified teenager in a Honda Civic. It was 2:45 in the morning. The marble lobby was gleaming, silent, and practically begging for peace. Enter Mrs. Wellington, a Diamond Tier loyalty member whose sheer existence radiates a profound aura of recreational litigation. Mrs. Wellington was waiting for a delivery. Through our revolving doors stumbled a delivery driver, a young man who looked like he had barely survived puberty, clutching a red, heavily stained, insulated thermal bag. Before I could even offer him a customary nod of solidarity, Mrs. Wellington intercepted him with the tactical precision of a homing missile. She snatched the plastic bag from his grasp, tore it open with feral intensity, and commenced a thorough forensic audit of her midnight burger. 2 seconds later, the lobby echoed with a high-pitched shriek of pure, unadulterated entitlement. The extra pickles were missing. According to Mrs. Wellington, this was not a clerical error on the part of the restaurant, this was a premeditated act of dietary sabotage. She dragged the bewildered driver by his oversized hoodie strings straight to my mahogany desk, jabbing a manicured finger in my direction with aggressive, high-velocity phalangeal pointing. She demanded that I immediately confiscate the red thermal pizza bag as, quote, criminal evidence of grand larceny and food tampering. I activated my warmest, most hollow customer service smile. I informed her in a voice as smooth as the very marble we stood upon that our non-interference with third-party vendors policy expressly forbids hotel staff from detaining gig economy workers or seizing their personal property, even in the event of a catastrophic pickle deficit. This did not please Mrs. Wellington. She announced with the absolute confidence of someone who watches entirely too much daytime television that she was initiating a citizen's arrest. She lunged toward the revolving doors to block the driver's exit, threatening to call a SWAT team and press federal charges for interstate burger fraud. It was time for backup. I pressed the silent panic button under the desk. Enter Dave. Dave has been our head of security for 20 years. He is built like an industrial bank vault, sustains his life force entirely on powdered donuts, and is completely devoid of human joy. He also keeps a highly illegal, military-grade flask of whiskey holstered near his left kidney, a secret only he and I share. Dave assessed the situation with dead, unblinking eyes. Mrs. Wellington was practically vibrating, attempting to bodily tackle a gig worker who was actively weeping. Without uttering a single syllable, Dave stepped between them. He gently but firmly detached the red thermal pizza bag from the driver's death grip. Dave then stood in the absolute centre of our grand lobby, holding this grease-stained synthetic fabric bag out in front of him with both hands, precisely like a bomb disposal technician cradling an active explosive device. He just stood there, motionless, letting Mrs. Wellington scream her threats of federal imprisonment to the empty marble room while the teenager quietly slipped out the side door and sprinted into the night. Once the driver was safely off property, Dave slowly lowered the thermal bag to the floor, gave Mrs. Wellington a look of profound, soul-crushing disappointment, and walked back to his office to undoubtedly visit his left kidney. As for me, I spent the remaining 4 hours of my shift meticulously logging a detailed incident report regarding a hostage negotiation over fermented cucumbers, which absolutely destroyed my will to process any more early check-ins for the rest of the week. Stay pickled, folks. Like and subscribe for more insane stories like this one.